I'll wait for. Are both Hugh and Jack going to be here?
I think he said that possibly his brother. He didn't. He said he'd try to add him to the call if he was available. So
Okay.
we'll see what happens.
No problem.
Oh, and Charlie's here. Hi, Charlie. All right. Add to group call. Your waifu is supporting you.
She's the best.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pointing. She's staring at me.
Hello.
Oh, welcome to the Super Show.
Oh,
Thanks
hi.
for having me. I will also add in my brother as well. He's waiting in the wings.
Lovely.
I totally didn't call him by the wrong name earlier today. I did, I swear.
All good. Add people.
Sometimes, because Skype is horrible, that doesn't work. And if it doesn't, just give me his contact information. And generally, it seems to work for me to add him. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's if they don't own, or if we're not all sharing on the same list or something like that, there's an issue.
Oh yeah, I may have to add him to my thing.
Okay.
Hold on. Yes, there we go. I've sent a friend request. That's not what it's called on Skype, but that's what it is.
Yeah, that
Whatever
Skype
it's
thing.
called.
Please
That's
add me
Skype.
to the friend book. Please place me in the top 8.
Please. Would like to be a favorite contact, please.
Preferably a speed dial 2 or less below your mother.
Wait, you can change speed dial 1? It's always voicemail.
Oh really?
Well,
I don't know. I use my computer most of the time for
what
phone
is
stuff.
technology?
Someone doesn't love their mother. I think that's clearly the lesson here.
Mom, why don't you return my calls?
I think I'm doing this right. And
It's pretty smooth. I see a picture now.
I see a picture. I see dots. We've got dots in a picture.
There's that horrible ringtone. Hello.
There we
Oh,
go.
there you go. The whole family's
Yes.
here.
Gang's all here.
I'm assuming you're not just bringing your brother on because he's your brother. I'm assuming you guys made the game together.
What is this? What is a computer? What is...
I wanted to make sure to bring him on so that he can just make fun of me during the entire stream.
I hope there's
and
some
just say
stories.
Matter
things
when
that
he's playing because he's so cocky about playing his own game. It's extra fun to see him die. But I guess we'll have to do with poking fun at the inexpensive gamer.
Oh, I'm ready because I tried a little bit just to get familiar with the controls. It's not gonna go well to start, but I'll get used to it. I'll get used to it.
We need the missions. The missions aren't there yet. So anyone watching, you're gonna get traditional single player missions before it's set your house on fire difficulty, as you'll be seeing pretty quickly.
I didn't even do the tutorial. I just tested free play and I got wrecked.
Okay. Well, it is.
But you got everything coming to you then.
But yeah, the plan for that is because right now the free play mode that we've got in is sort of an accelerated difficulty path. So right now within 4 maps you're getting to like max difficulty in the game, and so yeah, I mean if you're having trouble even like on the first map on this run, that's because that's my fault. We've got a lot of guys who have been playing this game for a long time and who, in response to like a recent, some of the settings that we're changing right now, but in response to our old difficulty curve, which was a really, really slow acceleration, we added in this most recent set with a new set of units where it's just a really, really fast progression so guys can just get straight into the action.
Gotcha.
The downside of that is that new guys kind of get thrown straight into the meat grinder.
Hey, you know, if you bash your face against something so often, you will get better. And
There you go.
looking at like, I'm gonna go to the settings page here because as a caster, I'm gonna say game of the year already. Now, here's the reason: we are in 2016, and you guys have embraced something called full screen windowed. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
more
it
than
really
one.
is superior. It is.
I have more than one monitor. I don't need the game to take over all 3, so I can't do anything else. 2016 technology's come a long way, and you can actually choose which monitor to display. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, we got some bang up coders, that's for sure.
Oh, okay. I had to start that before I got into the tutorial. I need the tutorial, unless you guys want me to jump right in.
No. Do the tutorial.
All right.
But I will pass that along because basically our guys have made the exact same rants regarding full screen windowed. So
I mean, I am a special case, and sometimes I like to delegate where my sound goes, but that's like not the general consensus on Twitch. So, all right, here we go.
Bum, bum, bum.
The tutorial is so good because I didn't know how to even control the character to do the thing.
It'll help. It's a great place to start.
It's a
tutorial.
I was like, oh, I just got to test to see if the controls work, and I have problems with capturing it, and I didn't. It went really, really smoothly, really easy to set up, and I mean, after reading what it is, as you can tell, it's isometric. I love mechs. I love. I can destroy whatever I want.
Everything within the level bounds is destructible.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And I was about to blow up this hotel-esque type thing, but I don't have.
You got no ammo. It's a
so-
tutorial.
Now I gotta walk
just wait
around.
until you get the rail gun.
Walk around. Oh,
You can walk straight up and hit space. You can still stomp, however.
I can. Hold on.
Oh yes.
We're backing up.
And now I'm spoiler alert. I'm later part of this tutorial, but
Oh, that is. I got $400 for stomping people.
there you go.
Yes. There actually was a discussion about that, whether we want to encourage that or not.
Hey,
I would take money to stomp people if I was
Maybe.
Mech. Just
Who knows?
saying.
Maybe they did bad stuff. You know, who are we to judge?
They've got flashlights. They are a threat to humanity.
wait.
Yeah.
You
By
stop.
the way, anyone I'm gonna start watching the chat. So if anyone has any questions for either of us, please feel free to chime in. And if there are questions coming up that I haven't seen, please mention them, and I'll make sure to check.
Yeah. So far, I've been kind of trying to watch chat too. One person is saying that they play Brigador, and they're saying their only complaint is that there's a giant rail gun in a level, and it's just scenery.
Yes, yeah, those are the objectives.
Yeah. They're not quite just scenery. They're story MacGuffins. Give us
yes,
the credit.
but
I
yeah,
think
but
they
they
want
don't
you to.
fire currently.
Yeah, they want to be destroyed by
Yeah.
them. Apparently, they hate
Yeah.
themselves.
Now
that would be
I-
pretty cool.
I figured out what I did wrong. I died in the tutorial because I didn't read.
Well,
Hey,
so
it's
that-
all right. That's the reason why this tutorial is as short as it is. Because there's ain't nothing gonna stop you cold in enjoying a new game. Like, oh man, that's a lot of tutorial to replay.
There you go. No, I've died multiple times in a tutorial. Now this is the second game that I played that I've died in a tutorial.
Fair enough.
So that's.
It's better to start it early.
I mean, get that out of the way, and then people can start
Yes.
complaining about it.
Although go ahead.
in the movie with Bradley Cooper, where he takes the super drugs to win at Wall Street and do all this stuff, you would just use it in order to beat tutorials the first time.
just like that's all I need. Like a pat on the back, being like, "Hey, you did the tutorial. Congratulations." Fire my weapons. Okay, this is fuel pipe, so I'm just gonna.
Yes.
And
No.
just now, I'm probably late on the stream watching it, but
Oh.
the fuel pipes and those ammo depots that you just refueled on, those are also explosive. So that's important moving forward.
Let me just. I'm sure I can do this somehow. Hold on. Call, share, this monitor. There you go.
Ah, yes, that would be useful.
Oops, no, we're good. I didn't mean to fire that, but we're okay.
Yeah.
So what's the whole inspiration to start Brigador? Because Brigador came out February this year?
So we launched early access October 16th, 2015.
There you go. Okay.
And we're shooting for a full commercial release this summer.
This summer. Okay. So what inspired Brigador? Because
Jack, you want to take that one?
I'm feeling a lot of, I want to say, Mech Warrior Fallout original.
Yeah, no, that's a great place to start. Sure. We love like hard military science fiction. You know, the stuff that bothers me is like when robots have a bunch of things that glow inexplicably on them, like that whole school of design. So something a little grittier, a little more cyberpunk. And the rest of it was kind of influenced by, you know, at least the look was influenced by just some more pragmatic concerns. Everything's sprite. I know the game looks like it's 3D, but they are rendered out. Hey, well done. Well done.
I did it.
Hey, real quick to chime in, you might actually want to stop doing the Skype screen share because I'm noticing, I'm pretty sure it's dramatically dropped the frame rate on the game for you. Because like one of the things we do with the game is we slow down, or maybe that was just on my end.
No, it's when I'm out of game, it's fine. When I'm in game, it slows down. So I'll just disable it.
Yeah, sorry. Just making sure. Anyway.
There you go.
Yeah. Inspirations. Yeah. John Carpenter. 80s stuff. Like a lot of this kind of stuff that people are going after, but we didn't want to be consciously retro about the game. Like I know a lot of it comes off retro anyway, but this is just a lot of the stuff that I like. Like this is our game. This is our chance to make a game. So I figured all my favorite things go in it, like kit bash designs, you name it. I mean, what I would say definitely Fallout 1. If we're talking about other games, Fallout 1 is a strong visual inspiration for sure.
And to clarify, so guy speaking earlier is my brother Jack, and I'm Hugh, and then the two of us on the game. Jack is all of the art as well as a lot of the levels, and I did some of the levels and I did all of the data. So if
design balance,
yeah. So if anything regarding difficulty, I get to be the one you can yell at. So
That is, like, I'm looking at this game is visually it's nice. It looks stellar. And like I'm sitting there being like, okay, well I can camo, and I can smoke screen, and it's like the little things that make the game really, really special. And I mean, I'm gonna say this, like, it doesn't take a lot to impress me, but having the ability to like, okay, I can smoke screen. Here's my little green bar or my gray bar here, and if I'm walking forward or walking backwards, it actually extends or like reduces the reach.
Yes. Projectiles inherit your momentum, which it gets real tricky once you start equipping artillery weapons, because you know, say if you have a mortar type cannon, you may have a certain kind of reach, but if you want to push a little further than that reach, you start walking forward.
Yeah.
So there are all kinds of. I mean, you know, we're hardcore PC players. Watch it. You're gonna blow up that depot if you run into it any further.
Oh.
Yeah,
yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
You're a big tall mech. So long as you're standing in that lit radius, you can get ammo. You don't have to hug it.
Yeah.
You should hug it if you want to give it a death hug.
Now for science, I need to.
Yeah, exactly. Try it out.
The lit radius is both the reload radius as well as the explosive radius. So if you can reload, you can also take damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And we actually reduced the explosive damage on the depots. It used to be pretty much an insta-kill, and turns out that's a really good way to have new players just
stop
magically die.
like,
and you're like, what? I don't get it.
What
like,
did I
happened?
do? I was in a
Look,
circle.
Once this game starts beating you up, which you will, just understand that my brother Hugh is the youngest of 4 brothers. So do the math on that. We beat him up, and now he's going to beat up everyone else.
Just gotta take it out. Dear diary, Jack was an ass. Side armor. Okay, so this is basically teaching me hit from the side or hit from behind. Yes. Okay. I shouldn't use missiles as much as I do.
So how long have you been working on this, or how long did it take to make, and how big of a team was it actually?
Okay, so the breakdown is we started. So the first couple years was actually just me and one of the other programmers. I met both of them when they were still doing their undergrads in computer science at the University of Illinois, and I had just graduated from college myself. So I moved home to Champaign, Illinois, and we started, me and myself, Dale, and Harry were the two programmers on the project. We started doing these sort of hobbyist projects together. And then after they graduated, we decided to have a go at it for real. And that was, we decided to actually like properly start a company around 2011. And so in the early days, like the first game we started trying to build was this like single screen 2D pixel art kind of brawler type game. Really, really simple. It was supposed to be like a 4-month project. Then we realized we were making a game that none of us liked. And so we kind of started again. But that process just happened over and over again. So instead of actually ever finishing a game or, like putting out these smaller projects, what happened is we would work on stuff, learn something from that, and then start again. And in the process, we ended up writing our own engine in C++, which is, so technically speaking, we've been working on Brigador for 5 years.
So you're just crazy people.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't recommend that exact route. If your explicit goal is just to make a game. Brigador itself didn't actually really start until the end of 2012. That was when like the first things that ended up being what is now Brigador started making it into the game. Like we switched from top down to isometric, started getting in the pre-rendered sprite, like 3D rendered down to 2D sprite graphics. That was when all that stuff started to happen. So if you exclude the engine development, this game's been in works for about 3 years.
I went back to the thing, so let's go back.
So in those 3 years, like how content rich is the game? Because obviously we're only gonna see like a tiny small 1 hour chunk of it. Like there's a lot of different mechs you can use. I know there's a lot of maps. There's a lot of
So yeah, you're just getting the tip of the iceberg here. So a couple things. One is like the game right now has 20 different maps. And if anyone read the whole like the Kotaku article or something like we were in earlier from a little spiel I made last week earlier this week. But if you combine all of our levels, it's an area the size of like the downtown of Chicago. Like we have a lot of very highly detailed level content. But we've got 20 maps.
We also approached it from a different perspective in terms of building out that content. The first thing for us was making sure it was really fun to play. We wanted sort of an inside-out kind of approach to building. It had to be a fun game first and foremost. I mean, like later, yes, maybe some kind of story content, other kind of stuff. Which I mean, still the game is kind of oblique in terms of. And there's not really like a lot of people. That's a lot of people who said, "Oh, we want more story." Don't worry, it's coming. We wanted to make sure this game is something that was fun and had a lot of depth of play. So the first mode we built is sort of just freeform. You get to pick whatever your loadout you want, whatever of your crazy set of different vehicles and weapons you've already unlocked, and you can just do these sort of generic style runs. So this is what we're seeing played now. Is all you have to do is take out whichever objectives you want to take out, and then go on to the next map. And so it's just a sort of a random survival mode. In addition to this, so the final step is going to be what most people think of as the first thing you do, which is a more traditional single-player campaign. You'll have preset loadouts, a little bit more story content. Okay, who's this guy? What am I doing? And the maps won't be quite as kind of open. But we wanted to make sure that there's a lot to play and that the maps are interesting and robust on their own without needing to be propped up with story.
And then, so on that free play side, just as far as like the variety of what's available, we're going to have at minimum 25 playable vehicles and 40 different guns.
There's a lot of customizability because while like how many tanks are there right now, or how many mechs are there right now?
So currently in the game, there's 15 playable vehicles split between hovercraft, tanks, and mechs. And we have a bunch like the game's pretty much art complete. There's a few small things that we need to add. But so the vehicles for all these player vehicles are ready. They're just waiting for me to finalize the data on them and get them integrated. The reason why I'm kind of trickling them in is because I need time to like see how players react to them. You know, just kind of this sort of iterating process. Also, real quick, on the tank you're driving right now, the Dragon, holding spacebar in a tank will do kind of rush.
Oh.
This particular tank, though, instead of it making you go faster, you actually slow down a little bit, but your ram damage goes through the roof. So, for example, because you're on the level you're playing right now is the Necropolis.
Yes.
A lot of these walls and things are extremely robust. The Dragon is one of the only vehicles that can just Kool-Aid through all of this. So when you get up to one of these big walls, if you just hold spacebar, you're just going to plow straight through it.
I just don't want to die yet. Hold on. Too much calling people. So I've learned through the tutorial, which I again recommend you play. You are able to find out like that some of these like units are specifically scout units. That increase the shielding of other units. Am I misreading
So
that?
when the core the guys you're fighting right now and the guys that are currently the only faction in the game are the Corvids. Most Corvid units don't have shields, so you actually don't have to worry about it there. But all the boss units do.
Yeah.
So when an alarm gets raised, everyone immediately starts raising their shields. They also start doing that just once they come into contact with the player. But for example, your ability to do surprise attacks. Basically, if you can catch people unawares, you can end up taking out targets much faster, either through rear hits or the fact that they don't have their shields up yet. But the other component to that is whenever an alarm is sounded, there's a huge aggro pole, about 3 times the size of the screen.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
Yeah, the
alarms are...
everyone gets everyone gets an invitation to your party.
Because I'm noticing, like, even if I shoot my gun, the AI is like, all right, come at me. Let's do this.
Yes, there is sound propagation. Both firing the gun and the landing of the impact of the projectile produce a sound event.
Now, what about ramming walls? I haven't tested that yet because I'm not the quietest of individuals.
Ramming currently doesn't make any sound, but stomping does if you're in a mech. That's one of those things where we're probably going to figure out something for that, where like just the player physically coming into contact with things will create a small noise ring. So that, yeah, if you're like grinding up on a wall right on the other side of an enemy unit, that's going to spook them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't currently.
There you go. Yeah, I'm noticing like okay, so with this tank, I'm not sure if it was on the other one because I just noticed the bar now. Is that like it's like a power meter for the ramming? So
Yeah.
did the other one also have that meter as well, or?
All tanks do, not mechs.
All tanks do. Okay. I guess I have to kill this thing. That was bad. Okay. This is the quietest I've ever been. Oh God. It's a really nice looking game. Wow. Like,
Well, I'm happy you're a Twitch partner because it's a really nice looking game on the stream too when you have the bandwidth for it. I've tried streaming development of the game sometimes and it's like, oh, I'm so sorry for the pixel suit. This is not actually an impressionist game.
yeah. Well, I mean, with it moving, like, I'm guessing you're broadcasting at about 2,000. God damn it. Sorry, 2,000 kilobits per second.
Roughly.
Yeah. It's difficult, especially when you're doing something high movement. And I realize I picked the slowest moving tank that is probably available in the game.
You gotta start somewhere. You're shooting well though. That's gonna save you later. Is you're shooting well and you're using the length of your engagement distance.
Oh, the other thing is you didn't end up picking a. So you have your special ability. So middle mouse. The one you currently have is the audio kinetic pulse, which just will annihilate any environment in a large ring around you, as well as damage unshielded targets, which will include you.
Right.
So be careful using it. Also, that's a gas station. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, tank, I'm good.
But yeah, so currently in the free play mode, there's 3 ways to beat each level. You can either kill everyone, kill the captains, or destroy the orbital defense guns, the giant rail guns that someone mentioned earlier.
Oh, I don't have to do all of them?
No, you only have to do one.
Yeah, upper right-hand corner. So long as one of those icons goes green, you can leave.
Oh, okay.
And so what's currently sort of half implemented, but not, proper, is that that ammo depot is for cannons, which is why if you look at the icon, you have the purple artillery and then a machine gun, the green. So yeah, the icons line up on the depots themselves. But anyway, the reason for doing more than one objective on a given level is that the money that you're currently collecting right now doesn't do anything. It's just functioning as a score.
Yeah.
What we're working on is the unlock system, such that all of this money that you're earning when you finish a run, you can then spend that on unlocking new vehicles, new weapons, maps, etc. Like all of our content, we're just going to have a giant company store for which all of that stuff is just immediately available to unlock just based on how much money you earn.
So you say company store. Sorry, I just can't help myself. Do you mean like it's something you end up indebted to, in the sense of like I owe my soul to the company store? Like those...
Yeah, that's the insinuation that this is, because that's the story of the game. Is this is a colony planet that the company founded quite some time ago, and then a military coup put all these giant guns pointed up in the sky saying, "We'd rather you not come back. This is our planet now." The company really didn't like that idea, so when they parked all their warships in orbit, waiting patiently just beyond the range of the guns, they said, "Hey everybody, what if we paid you $1 billion space dollars to help me destabilize this planet, and you get all that money and you get a free ticket off the planet?" So, well, when you get that money, you spend it in the company store. So maybe you don't actually keep that much, and well, maybe you don't make it out alive, but you play some pretty desperate characters in this game.
I'm liking the whole, like, at first I thought, okay, it's a straight shot, I can overshoot it and it's fine. But it's not, because you will overshoot them. Like, the beam is only helping you aim it, but that's it. It's not really like a, hey, if they stand in the way, then that's it. Another thing that I like a lot is
nice hit.
You can run over your own, like, ammo to gain back. Like, you can run that over and you don't collect it. And you can shoot it, you can blow it up, and you don't collect it. Like, it's like you have to be careful to gain that ammo to survive. Oh, this is the thing to kill.
Yeah, there are a couple different things we, as aggregates, as gameplay choices, we talked a lot about till we were blue in the face, but ultimately we decided on things that make the player like be more conscious. Like, so those ammo depots, there's no reason on the face of it that we should have it be requiring a key press. Why not be an automatic pickup? Well, it requires input. That's exactly the reason why. So in the heat of battle, that means that's a little bit more load on the player to be like, okay, I have to think about this. If you didn't have to press that button, it'd be a lot easier to just park yourself near a depot and concentrate all your thinking about killing everyone that was coming at you. But we want you to think about it. It needs to be, it's a little bit more. I mean, I know it's a tricky game because sometimes it can be very action oriented, but we also want you to have to always be keeping in mind, I've got 2 guns, I've got a special defensive, and I've got my melee ability. So that's actually a lot to keep up in the air.
Yeah. Now, okay. So I've done this tank. I'm gonna resign.
Um,
you did very well for a first run on the dragon. That's usually
congratulations on not dying on the first level, because that's most people do.
Oh, he's gonna die. Don't worry.
That went. No. I want the dev's choice of vehicle, primary, secondary, and special.
Okay.
So the Mario.
No, let's not do the rundown. How do you describe yourself? Are you a sort of a speed focused guy? Are you tank? Not literally like tanks, but like
take a few hits.
Yeah, take a few hits. Like glass cannon. Like what kind of fast and low profile? What do you like?
I'm more like, if I mess up, I mess up. So it's okay to take a few hits. I'm not stealth at all.
Okay, that's important.
And I want to pog champ every time I fire a weapon.
Wait, Pog Champ?
Pog champ. Chad knows pog. Hold on. I'll toss one in here for you. Pog champ.
I didn't get the ref.
I want to look like that when I fire my weapon.
Oh, okay. You want the railgun then? Yeah.
Yeah, railguns are there.
I would say either it sounds like Rounder or Toro.
Yeah, let's stick with Toro.
Toro?
That's like what he was about to say when I interrupted him. Is it's the Mario, of our game. So yeah, go with the
Toro.
Toro's the top of the list.
Okay. Railgun.
Yeah. And then for your secondary, I would do
Parliament.
Parliament. Yeah.
Parliament?
Yeah.
There you go.
Basically a shotgun cannon.
Ooh.
At this point.
And special.
I would either go smoke or stick with the pulse.
All right. I like the pulse. It's really nice if I'm doing something.
So that will actually outright kill most small units when they're within that
within the
radius.
range.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So
so you're getting a lot of really good offensive ability with this mech.
All right. We'll go to Gasworks because I like to see explosions. I have something in the chat here. It says that you guys say that you made the game a bit more hard based on community feedback. What's the approach to please the community without alienating more new and casual players?
That's a good question. What basically happened was, and this is why we do both, like working with our regulars a lot from a difficulty standpoint, as well as going to conventions and getting like face to face with people who have never touched the game before. Because I know Darkest Dungeon actually kind of had a snafu regarding this as well. What it comes down to is I'm basically trying to do both. In that I always.
Oh, here you go. Oh man, he's right into it.
I'm so gonna die.
Hit that pulse.
Oh wait, milk. Okay, let's try that again.
Oh man,
But,
you got into it.
So
This
to be fair, this was also you kind of got screwed by the spawn.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of randomization in the spawn locations. So it's in this, like I know these maps, and what happened was you basically rolled almost all of the spawns being right where your spawn was on that map as
Perfect.
well. So awesome. But anyway, so regarding difficulty, because I always want to be challenging the guys who already, like we've got guys who already have 90 plus hours in the game. And it helps me to see how they're playing in the game. And I always want to be increasing, like that's the top end, right? Is making gameplay that is still challenging for them. On the flip side, obviously that nothing should be remotely close to that for people first approaching the game. And what we're doing is, so each faction has actually a lot of units. We have a pretty broad variety. The Corbin faction, I think, has 40 total different units. And what I can do is, I'm splitting out this difficulty on missions based around like the length of play, but also a lot of these kinds of modifiers. Because we don't have explicit difficulty settings in the game, but what we are going to do is make it so that you can start different runs at these like higher difficulty settings. So if you're playing a long run, the game's just going to keep getting more and more difficulty. Keep getting more and more difficult until you get that like really hardcore, state for like the guys who like the 90 hours, right? But if you don't do that, then most of the early runs is what I've calibrated around new players. And so right now the game is skewed more towards the hard hitter guys, because that's kind of what I'm trying to get who I'm trying to get the feedback from currently. But my hope is to make it so that it's still a hard game. Like I don't want to undersell that point, but I want to make it so that it's still approachable for new players, and then have the really hard punch for players who want it.
And like, I want to add to that a little bit. Like, I'm not a skilled gamer. I'm not the best at all. I die in tutorials. When I first loaded up the game to test settings, I got wrecked. And the tutorial does a really, really good job at okay, this is your basic movements. Get used to it, and go have fun. And I think I've done, like, from my first run, it was atrocious. I was done in 6 seconds. And now I can complete runs, like, just after, you know, doing the tutorial. Like, it's still not something that is super difficult for new players to pick up, but it still is challenging. As you can see, the spawn really didn't like me that last time.
Oh. Also, be careful. You are fresh. The downside of the railgun is that it is a very small magazine.
Oh.
So you're gonna have to rely on the Parliament to deal some damage.
Oh. Hi, I would like some ammo.
So that's actually the other thing, and one of the ways that, because trying to balance harder hitting weapons is kind of interesting, because you don't want to just make them, you don't want to nerf them, right? Like,
no.
You still want to feel powerful, but at the same time, it also stinks if from a magazine size, if it's too big of a magazine, then it's overpowered, and if it's too small of a magazine,
pulse them. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So one of the things we do is that nearly all vehicles have a 30% chance to drop the reload. But damage to a target bleeds over from when it's alive to its sort of salvage state. So super heavy hitting weapons like the railgun, in most cases, are actually going to destroy both the vehicle and the salvage immediately. So you actually want to be careful. Like, if you're really low on ammo, it's good to use your secondary or try and find other ways of taking out targets in order to make sure that you're getting ammo salvage.
Which I'm figuring out real quick. Real quick.
And that's part of the challenge of the game. Is just like, we have a lot of these sort of unspoken things where part of that's just tutorializing those things in the single player, but also we're very fortunate in that the small community that we do have, we've got a handful of guys who, like I said, have put in tons of hours into the game, and they're pretty active on the forums. In fact, most of them respond faster than I do to any posts and like discussion. And so it's been really cool to see from a developer standpoint, people embrace the game and build up this sort of cultural knowledge about how to play it. There you go. Yeah, now you're reloading for the railgun.
Oh, hi. Don't show up. No. You can. Okay, fine. Dead. I really like the pulse. The pulse is really strong.
Yeah, I mean, with a
It's so
game
fun.
where everything's destructible, it's important to make sure that there are certain things. So especially because those are the three ways that your weapons can be profiled for damage. Your profile can be about doing shield damage, doing hull damage, or doing environmental damage. So you might find yourself saying, well, I really like, such and such weapon, like, so like lasers, railgun accepted, typically don't do well against like thick walls and things. So maybe you say, okay, well, I'm going lasers heavy, but I'm going to need something to give myself a little bit more if I need to punch through walls. So you give yourself a pulse.
That's
So
I really like how you can customize it, like every aspect of it, and have a different play style, and it has that replayability.
That was a big thing for us. Now we'd hopefully that's the, there are some players out there that actually want to log the hours. We do have a couple of people that have logged 50 and 100 hours even in the game in this current state, so that's a feather in our cap. Hopefully within about no promises, but hopefully within about a month or so we can get our map editor properly released and people can make their own maps. It's a lot of fun to make maps.
Yeah, we're basically the last thing we're sorting out right now is the spawning of enemy turret emplacements. It's like big sentry guns. Yeah, once we have that figured out, then everything's pretty much ready to go for player-facing map editing stuff. Now, it's going to be a long time before we're ever able to do any kind of like proper Steam Workshop integration. There's just too much stuff on the game itself that needs to get done. But we are definitely going to release the map editing tools, and I'm going to do my best to tutorialize that kind of stuff. But it's super fast and it's super fun to build this stuff out, and it really does feel like you're playing SimCity when you're making these kinds of maps. Like, it's just put on like SimCity 2000's soundtrack and you'll be right at home.
Thank you for saying SimCity 2000. I was like, which one are we talking about here? Because you gotta be very careful. You gotta be very careful of the choice. And you bring up a good point, like soundtrack itself. Can we talk about the soundtrack and how stellar it is? Hold on. I want to see if I can turn this up for just a little bit without blowing out eardrums. Where is my... Oh, I don't have it on. Sorry, 1 second. I'm ready. I am a professional streamer. I'm good. Here we go. And I'll give you guys, so you know. Who does the soundtrack to this?
So that is Makeup and Vanity Set. And his name is Matt Pusti, a digital artist based out of Nashville, and working with him has been a complete breeze. Like, we got so lucky that he was the guy we picked up to do it. I'm going to post a link in the chat in a second here that is a sampling of the soundtrack, including the track you were just playing. We're absolutely going to release the soundtrack with the game. There's just a couple more tracks we need to finish up, but the finished thing is about 2 hours of original music just for this game. And yeah, we absolutely love the music too. So I mean, I've been listening to it for 2 years, so it's got legs. But yeah, I mean, when we came up, yeah, I've been noticing your struggle.
Oh, that is a gas tank.
Yes.
Oh God. All right, let's randomize this a little bit. Let's do the other one that you said, the rounder.
Yeah. So that one's like probably the most traditional tank of the bunch. So try so that last one you had both very like slow firing, heavy hitting weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go try out the rounder with either one of the chain guns or the dog sled laser. And then pair that with should he do the gutter ball on his secondary?
Yes, that's such a fun skill-based
Yeah.
one.
Try the dog sled for your primary, and then go gutter ball on your secondary.
Right.
And then I would do EMP or smoke for your special.
We'll
Actually,
go-
no. Do camo.
Camo?
Do camo for special. Yeah.
All right. Let's go more Beck quarter. All right, let's go. Let's see what this is all about. Because this is like when you're looking at the game, what is this curve? Okay. When you're looking at the game, like not moving, like you have to see it moving for like if you're looking at the screenshots on Steam, it feels like it's a completely different game when it's in motion. Like someone said in chat, like when you're looking at it at like in videos or watching streams of it, this is really nice and quick. I like this. That's a gas station. All right, I guess I should test this out here, right? Okay.
And also, so the rounder's RAM actually is like really high speed, so it's a great like if you need to like take out a target or get out quick.
Repositioning. So like get yourself that a lot. One of our coders. One of the things we knew we were doing right when we would poll players and basically people start swearing up and down that their favorite class is the heads above superior to the other classes, and you're stupid for taking the other classes. So that's a feather in our cap. But that's one of the things we know is mechs typically, at least the big mechs, are big and stompy and loud and they don't move around so hot. Smaller mechs are a little speedier, but tanks are definitely lower profile, which means because everything in the game has a height that is tracks exactly with what it looks like visually, which means there are a lot of situations on the Toro, the Big Mac, that you'd be seen a mile away, because the enemies can just see you, poking out over buildings, but they're not going to see you coming with the tank, the Rounder. Rounder means you get to maybe not aggro quite as many guys onto your position every time.
And good choice on the camo, because the moment they see me, camo, run away. All right, we're good.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You can do real fun hit and run style tactics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so a little explanation on the weapons. So the dog sled, your main laser, it has very low penetration, so it's not going to punch through buildings or anything, but it explodes on impact. So you're going to annihilate small targets. Like any soft targets, you're going to just tear those apart. Your secondary weapon, the Rounder, is, as you can see, it's got an elevated arc, so you can actually fire over targets. It has a very small explosive radius, but it has, outside of the railgun, it's got one of the highest penetration values in the game.
Yeah,
so
nice.
it'll just go through most stuff.
I would just point out on the unit you just killed, you notice how when you hit it with the sometimes if you hit him just right, it'll turn him because it actually imparts so much velocity. It'll actually, like, especially if you hit an A grav while it's flying, it'll spin it around, which is really entertaining.
Yeah, if you hit units at an oblique angle with a weapon that punches a lot of force, that has a lot of punch, it'll actually rotate them around. So that's something with the cannons especially. That's one of the ways that we help balance them, is that it's a slow rate of fire, but a direct hit on these targets will daze them and also remove their firing angle on you. But yeah, there you go. The Rounder just one hits the defensive batteries. And yes, you are just no care for this necropolis.
Yeah, no big deal. You're just destroying everyone's,
Cultural heritage.
Cultural heritage, the graves of loved ones.
It's fine. It's for money,
Like,
right?
Exactly. It's for money, and you're not seeing this planet ever again.
The gutter ball is really hard to use.
It is, but it feels so good
yeah,
when you hit.
It's really when you learn how to get those shots on the run on a speeding target. Oh, there are a few guns is satisfying.
I am just plowing through these graves and I feel terrible. Oh, okay. I realized exactly how many of those little things I was running over graves. I was like, oh, that's like hundreds. Okay, no problem. I'm sure they won't mind.
Who cares? Why are you crying on stream?
I don't know. It's so beautiful. Oh god, going away. Do they leave like their? I don't want to say corpses because that's not a term, but like, is the dilapidated mech still there after you kill it? Because I'm seeing like it's not doing damage. Does it do damage to me or?
It does not do damage to you. We just there were various points when those were more like the hulks, the burnt out hulks were more or less important to various kinds of concepts of the game. We just wanted. I mean, again, this is a shooter, sure, but this is not you versus a bunch of unarmored mooks. This is vehicular combat. So it made sense to us that you take out a lot of guys near you, there should be leftover parts to these vehicles, and sometimes you can get snagged on them a little bit, or it just kind of stirs the pot.
This is
especially once you get into the later strength levels, there are some very, very large units that when you destroy them, like they provide a very substantial either impediment to you getting through, or they provide very good cover.
Oh god, go away. I'm not here. You can sort of still see me, but that's fine. I didn't use the proper word there, but that's fine. This is actually a lot of fun. Like, it reminds me of like new style, that old early. Oh, that's big. Hold on. The early style. What the heck's it called? Like, remember the game Tank or Tanks, where like there was 2 tanks on a hill, and you had to like choose the velocity and the height of the shot.
Oh, I remember that.
That's
game.
like long time ago. Like, I'm dating myself now, but that's fine.
Now I know which games you're talking about.
I just can't think
It's
of
like just super.
It's like
pixels.
there's Scorched Earth. but I don't think I'm thinking of what you're talking about.
That had like wind speed, and you had to just adjust your turret, kind of.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't.
I mean, it was 2D from like a side perspective.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Scorched Earth, or at least one of the iterations of that game was called
Yeah,
Scorched
that's
Oh, yeah.
probably one of the more well-known ones.
Yeah.
Sorry for being so quiet, by the way. I snuck away to get a little food so I didn't pass out.
You didn't go get food. You were so awestruck by the game, you literally couldn't speak for upwards of 10 minutes. I understand.
These things happen.
It's okay. Yeah, exactly. If you needed to say you got some food, that's fine. But we all know the truth.
And you've managed to go so far without sounding the alarm, which has one other unpleasant surprise, which is that so right now you're driving past all of these retracted gates.
Yes.
Call them the panic walls, and those go up when the alarm gets sounded.
So to sound an alarm, I just gotta get.
Yeah, there's actually your time has flown by really quickly. So if there's anything you want to make Rue do, now is the time.
Oh yeah, I'm
okay,
down with
so,
set an alarm.
yeah, if someone has the eyeball above them, let them spot you. So
Okay.
it's that kind of green lasers that they shoot at you, which I think I might change to a dotted line or something. It looks a little bit too much like an attack laser.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find one. Go fast.
They're the tiny little like three-wheeled trucklets. I don't know what to call them. Or, like the tuk-tuks.
I'm just.
But yeah, you'll see a big blue eyeball above a unit, and that means it's a spotter.
Go fast.
Those guys, ram through those guys.
I can ram.
Sorry, we're spoiling your run. You were doing so well.
No, it's fine. It's fine. This is solid. I think I may have killed all of them.
This is quite possible. What might be best is to just turn on dev mode and just jump to the next level.
Death mode? How do I do that?
So hit F1, and that'll open up the debug console.
Whoa!
Everybody else, plug your ears.
Okay.
This is not get the game, and you can monkey with all these fun cheat codes. It's all we still do it a lot because it's fun. So you got to drag that bottom right-hand corner down to make the menu visible.
And then once you turn on dev mode, that allows you to teleport when pressing Q. But also, if you press the home key, that will win a level and automatically jump you to the next one. But we have all kinds of things. So the thing is, we spent a bunch of time building this thing out so that pretty much all of the data can be edited live in the game. So for example, if you wanted to change your laser to shoot 10 beams per shot instead of 3, you could do that right now in about 10 seconds.
Oh, I have dev power. Oh
Yes.
no.
And that's so like one of our guys, like he probably tinkers more than he actually plays the game. And that's something we really want to encourage. And
yeah, all the tools we use to build the game are available to the players.
That's an awesome thing to do for people.
Thank you. Yeah, it's one of the nice benefits to making a game where a lot of the dev tools are built in the game.
now that dev mode is on, if you press P, it'll pause the game, hit F1 to open dev mode back up, and then just turn on God mode so that you don't have to worry about this.
Okay,
we can show some of the stuff.
Okay. So F1, God props.
Oh.
Is it God?
If you hit F4, it'll just reset the level.
Oh, okay. And then player, God mode player.
Yeah. So, yeah, God mode all will turn on God mode for everyone.
Let's do that.
And leave dev mode.
It just turns into sort of bumper cars.
Yeah.
Leave dev mode on, right?
Yeah, leave dev mode on, and then if you hit tab, it'll zoom out, and if you hit Q, you'll teleport to your cursor location.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
So if you hit tab, find one of the guys with the eyeball, move over to him, let him spot you, and then you'll hear the gates. Actually, I don't think we have a sound cue for that yet. But all those orange gates will go up.
Alarm.
And then you'll start to get an idea for how that works.
Okay, so the alarm's gone off.
And then towards the center of the map, you'll see all these big orange gates. And so the reason why we call them the panic gates is that they stay up for you, but they will retract for enemy units.
Oh, okay. So I see them right here.
Yeah,
These
on
things
some
right here.
maps, they're more prevalent than others. And in some cases, we set up just complete death traps.
Yeah, on this map, it's kind of like, it's a little bit of an inconvenience, but on some, it will sign your death warrant.
But it also means so for example, if you EMP the power stations, that will actually retract all of the gates for about 20 seconds.
And where the power stations are like the little crossing things?
They have so there's they're the big green things, but with the 4 pylons that stick up.
Oh,
and
okay,
then the radio tower is the one with the giant like radio dishes and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
those,
okay.
So if you destroy the radio towers, then it increases the amount of time it takes to spot and sound the alarm. And if you destroy all the power stations, it will prevent the panic walls from going up. And if they've already gone up, it will retract all of them. We're also working on some aesthetic stuff as well, so that like, you know, when you destroy all the power stations, everything switches over to emergency lighting, you know, these kinds of things.
Does the alarm ever go away?
By the power stations earlier. Come again?
Does the alarm go away or no?
No, once an alarm is sounded on a mission, like they are aware of your presence, and that's it.
But they can resound it to sort of like refresh the aggro onto your position.
And
so
you said how big the
not only
aggro
does
is?
it not go away, it gets worse.
And the aggro is like half the screen, you said?
Yeah. So if you zoom out, it's from this map standpoint, it's about a third of the map is the size of the aggro.
Wow.
But it's a one-time thing. It's not like a continuous thing. So it's a one-time pulse that flags everyone in that area that says, "Hey,
This is
here's
where
where
it
the
is."
player is." Yeah.
So
that's why like the spotter units are actually still they're still a threat even after an alarm has been sounded. They can just continually ping that.
Damn.
But yeah, so like that's you know, we do a lot of this tinkering. Actually, why don't we have you just do a laser tinker right now? So if you hit F1 again, the second tab is mech debug. And when you press that, that will say it should say like spacer tank player, and that'll be your vehicle. On the main weapon, it should be it should show the laser weapon.
Yep.
Click on that. So weapon 0, laser main player 01.
Yep.
Click on that, and then just start fiddling with any of those sliders. And then start shooting your gun.
I don't see a slider.
So when you
when I click on one, or
sorry, not left. If you either, I think you have to right click on it for it to move.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see here. Firing aggro radius, no.
You want to change like damage, number of shots.
Number of shots.
Okay. The
shot count. Here he is. Yeah.
Yeah, shot count. Crank that up.
And burst count.
Oh, this is for the RD Augs. How did you end up doing a different weapon? Oh, I think you accidentally selected a different weapon from what you currently have equipped.
Oh, okay. Hold on. And go back by going next.
It's just hard because I've got like a 10-second delay.
What's the laser weapon? It's.
It should be.
Oh, okay, I see it. So
I need to wait to see the mech debug.
it says laser main player 01.
Yes, yeah, that's your current weapon.
Okay, so laser main any player.
So yeah, so right click on that one.
Oh, there you go. Can I right click on my? Oh, there you go. I gotcha. Okay, so got that. Change that to 10. Shot count to 10. Save changes, and let's see what happens.
You don't even have to save the changes. It's just live updates. So just if you hold left click while you're doing this, and you can change the cooldown, you should just be it should just be going all over the place. So especially if you change. Okay. So you're shooting 10.
So I shouldn't be able to, destroy walls this quickly with this laser.
No.
Or enemies. Oh my god.
Yeah. But I mean, like, this is the kind of stuff, because Jack and I both, growing up, we were doing all this kind of fiddling stuff with, like, the Doom WADs, just messing with, like, I remember doing a reskin of a weapon for Hexen.
Oh, gosh.
That kind of, that tinkering around in Doom early on and later in, like, Half-Life and stuff was huge for us getting into games.
Awesome.
And I realized, like, some of my, like, especially being younger, when Doom had come out, a lot of my time spent playing that game early on was with things like God Mode and Infinite Ammo and stuff, because I wanted to just be able to tinker around with it. And a lot of games don't have a lot of that stuff exposed anymore, because of the whole like achievements and everything else. Like you can't have cheats if achievements are around or things like that. Well, I mean, we would like to get achievements in, but because we wrote our own engine and some of this other like integration issues, it's just gonna, if we do get those in, it's gonna be after release. So in the meantime, it's like, if people want to mess around with stuff, mess around with it and like have fun with the game besides just playing the game itself, right?
Awesome. I think that speaks like worlds as to like what kind of people you are and like how much you love games. So I feel like
it's I mean that's part of why we spent 5 years building this game is, you know what, you're not gonna come back to it, so you gotta go for it every time. Like Chris Nolan always talked about with with his Batman movies, right? Is he said, there's some criticisms about like later films. It's like, well, you didn't really set this up for the sequel very well, and he just said, well, look, every time we did a movie, we treated it like it was the only movie we were gonna do. Don't hold back. Don't hold back stuff for later. Don't hold back fun. Like if we never get to make another game, we should feel pretty good about this one, and we will.
Awesome. That's great. So this is actually probably a great segue into ending this section.
Sure.
I would love if you would tell people kind of when you're expecting to be done with the game, and I'm going to post a link to the Steam because it's in early access right now, right?
Yes, yeah, you can currently get it in early access right now. We're shooting for the game to be finished by the end of May, beginning of June, and we're going to have. It's not currently available now, but later we'll be adding in the soundtrack and a few other goodies that you can get with the game as well. But yeah, you can get it on Steam, or you can get it directly via our website, stellarjockeys.com. And if you get it there, you still get a Steam key and you get Humble Store access, but you also give us 95% of the cut as opposed to the standard Steam cut.
More money, fewer
Yes,
problems. Right?
yes. So
Wonderful. Yeah. So that's it, you guys. You heard, throw money at them so they can keep making games.
Yeah, and
awesome.
Thank you so much to you guys for hosting Unexpected Gamer, for being way better at the game than we'd hoped.
Yeah, it makes our life a lot better when players are good. It makes
He
the
was
game.
legitimately worried beforehand. So-
Regulars, pay attention. I'm good at video games.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
All right. I hope you guys, if you want, feel free, please do stick around and chat afterwards, and maybe there's some extra residual
we'll
questions that'll be asked. I'll be giving away a couple copies of your,
That's
early
great.
access keys that you gave. So thank you for that. And that's it. Say goodbye to the internet.
All right.
It's over.
Bye. Bye, Internet.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's load. That was so much fun. Holy.
I tried